Peace, family. It's your boy Fonzie from BatterOnline.com. If you're joining us on YouTube, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to be updated on new drops and content. So we definitely want to say peace to the hip hop family. We got a couple of dope guests on the line. We've got Short Circuit, also known as Freedom Unique, the concert joining us from the East Coast. And we should have Los Angeles tapping in from the West and stuff as well. So we definitely gonna be discussing some dope hip hop. But what's good with you, fam?
Ain't nothing, man. Just holding it down, man. Representing BI to the death, man.
No
That's just
doubt,
how
man.
it go, man.
Well, it's like as we knew we was gonna be talking about Big, I definitely thought to myself earlier, we definitely gotta reach out and try and get you on the show and stuff because we know that you represent, especially when it comes to hip hop, Brooklyn, the
That's a
boroughs and
fact.
stuff. So we say, okay, this should be a dope one.
Yeah,
Because when we
man. The
speak of hip
extra
hop
spirit.
legends, Big's name gotta be mentioned in my book.
It's got to be, man. There's no, you can't. There's no other way to do it, man. Because Biggie Small broke a mold, man. He broke a mold, man, when he came through. I mean, if he didn't, he wouldn't have been the top rapper on the East Coast. You know, what I mean, you had the Wu Tang, you had other artists, you had Nas. You know what I'm saying? So if Nas definitely a legend. So if Nas is a legend and Biggie, pretty much wiped his thing out, you know what I'm saying? Then how could Big not be a legend? Just on that, just alone. I got a
Yeah,
thousand other points.
no
But
doubt. And I
Big,
mean, even just to touch on that, it's 25 years later. We're looking at today, March 9th. 25 years ago, the world lost one of the greatest rappers we see. A lot of tributes and stuff made on social media from people within the industry and stuff as well. A lot of people didn't see the impact that Big had on the game. It's kind of crazy because a few days ago there was some uproar online with some people questioning whether they feel Biggie was a bigger legend as Pac and all this sort of stuff. But I think there's no taking away, like you said, just the mold that Biggie even broke and stuff like that, and just how
yes, sir.
iconic he was in his own right and aspect to what he brought to the game and stuff too.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I mean, think about it, man. When somebody a legend, they normally give you legends. Big gave us Lil Kim. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
He was doing it with the Playboy Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? Bigging him up, like, come on, man. Like this stuff goes crazy, man.
Yeah. And it's crazy you mentioned that because I was talking to Flask earlier. I don't know if we're gonna be able to reconnect, but it was something that we spoke on and stuff as well, where we were saying the same thing where Big not only did he make a name for himself in the game, but as you said, he opened the doors for a lot of different artists and stuff too. He wasn't afraid to provide opportunities for different artists. We even hear like the locks and certain
Yep,
people,
laced.
Cameron, a lot of
Yep.
brothers attest that the help that they got and the foot that they got in the door and stuff was from Big reaching out in the position that he was in. He was still willing to help other artists and stuff too, which I think was
Yeah.
dope.
Always dope, man. Sharing is caring, man. Word up, man.
But even when we
And
look at the impact, like what about Big's, Big's age at the time, I think that's something that is kind of overlooked as well. Even, amidst Pac as well. Pac was quite young, but even just focusing on Big, he was still, a young cat, what I mean?
what, 24, 25, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Man, listen, man, that's some young shit, boy. That's some young shit to be that ill and know what you talking about at that time. Come on, man. How you beat that shit? How
Mm.
can you beat that, man? I mean, cause that's something we all look for to be to come out like Big came out. Big shut everything down with that Ready to Die, man. It took Tupac, the most influential, powerful rapper in the world, to dance with that boy, man.
Mm.
It took Tupac to drop a double. He had to do a triple double, kid, to rock with that boy, man.
I mean,
Biggie, man.
you coming up out there and being out there at the time. What was some of the impact like when Big was really hitting?
Man, you want Biggie drop? Biggie saved my life, man. Literally. Do I say save my life? Let me correct that. Biggie got me out of New York City, man. Straight up.
Oh,
From his hand to my hand. He got me right out of New York City, son. And I felt I was trapped at the time. And he got me out by doing something, you know what I mean?
that's a
I saw him on 125th Street for the first time. I met him and shit. And we spoke for a while. It was him, Kim, C's, Nino, and somebody else and shit. And we was talking, and he passed me something, and I got the fuck out of New York after that, man. And I
I feel
had
you.
felt trapped, son. I really was feeling trapped in New York. Like there ain't no getting up out of here, man. But
I mean,
Like Biggie says, you want that old thing back, you know?
yeah, yeah. I mean, so you mentioned that, so in New York and stuff there, do you think Biggie he definitely hold that title for being the king of New York?
Yes, sir. Without a question, though. That's the thing. Without a question, there was no
What made
question
and why would you say that?
because everybody acknowledged it. Because before Big was Nas. Nas blew a damn. He blew a gasket with Illmatic. Like you never gonna hear no shit like what Nas did. And when Nas dropped Illmatic, I dropped my pen. Like it was that ill. I dropped my pen, and I was a hell of a writer at that time. But I dropped my pen like, yo, it's over. He said everything. But luckily I picked it right back up. And then all of a sudden, Big came. Unbelievable. And uh, I don't want to live no more. And everyday struggle, that's called. Me and my bitch. Uh, Juicy. One more chance. Shit like that. That shit right there, man. He took Nas out, man. Let's just keep it funky.
Yeah,
He
I
took
mean,
Nas out.
there's definitely no taking away from Big and his lyricism and stuff. Do you feel that the production with Diddy and them that he had at the time really helped him as well?
Uh, Big did something on beat that you didn't even know what was going on. That's how sick he was. You didn't know what was going on, man.
Mm,
Remember back in the days when niggas had, you ain't know what the fuck hit your ass when. You know why? Because he gave everybody the vibe that they are. That's what he did. He made motherfuckers. He made motherfuckers want to get put. Man, listen. It was a lot of people that had Rolexes out and shit like that. Biggie made it even worse. Biggie spoke on Rolex watches. Forget about it. I guarantee you. You look at a lot of rappers. They probably had some, but when Biggie said it, everybody wanted a Rolex, son. So
mm,
what he did, he made everybody want to be ghetto fabulous, man. A big
yeah,
boy talking about being in cars and fucking and he getting money and shit. You know what I mean? Diamond necklaces. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
And sexy, just immaculate from the back. I get deeper and deeper. Help you reach the. Come on, man. Sick with it.
yeah. I mean,
Sick.
Diddy took to his social media to definitely celebrate Big and say there will never be another the greatest rapper of all time. Today we celebrate and honor you, King. Love and miss you. So I know it kind of be hard to say, and everybody got their reasons and they pick. But do you think that I know you probably put him as one of, but do you think Big is the greatest rapper of all time, or definitely why not?
Greatest of all. I say he's one of them. I mean, yo, son, I ain't gonna lie, son. I don't even look at Big as a rapper. I don't think I ever have. I'm looking at it now like, damn, I even never looked at Big like a rapper. You know what I mean? I don't look at Tupac as no rapper.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
they are icons.
Yeah. So but it's not even it's that, but it's like so far from being a rapper. Like you, Big can't be a rapper because he created the mold, a mold that people are still following today. So
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I guess he will be the a mold of I don't know how to explain that, man, because I never looked at him like a rapper. Never.
well,
I
he
never looked
became
at
in
him
a
like
sense,
that.
like you say, a template for even a lot of artists that carried on after. I mean, even when we think of, I mean, yeah, sure, you had the Fat Boys and stuff like that, but like for a big dude to really kind of come in and bring a different kind of cool dynamic aspect to it, and still show that he could bag women and stuff like that, which we see that image carried on years later with different people in different ways from your Gorilla Blacks to your Rick Russes and others like that. You gotta believe a lot of the confidence for a lot of these big guys came from Big as well, man.
Yo, my brother, listen, man. Before Big, we had Heavy D.
Oh
Let's
yeah,
just let's just get funky with it. Like Heavy D was a bad motherfucker, dancing, fucking rhyming, chanting, all types of shit. And both of them Yardi. You know that, right?
yeah. Well, I ain't no
Both of
heavy
them,
D,
both.
but yeah, okay.
Yeah, yeah. Heavy D loved that shit. He loved chanting and getting to his roots, far as the Caribbean shit,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
He loved that. You know what I'm saying? But this what I brought up Heavy D for. Heavy D was a bad motherfucker. And I forgot about the cursing and stuff. I'm gonna try to, keep that to a. But anyway, Heavy D was dope, real dope. And Biggie, like, nothing. You can't put nothing next to Big. So that's why you hear people say the greatest. You can't put nothing by him because you don't even know what it was that he did that make it so crazy. You don't even know what he did because the words were so the simplicity killed us. That's what happened.
Mm,
He was so ill and simple that it killed us. It killed us, kid. You know what I'm saying? He was just too simple, son.
yeah,
Yeah,
complex and
yeah.
complex at the same time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't. I mean, it's complexity. You right because it's complexity when you try to figure out what the hell is he doing. But
I
it's
think some
not for
people
you to.
call it complex simplicity.
It's his, man. That's what it was, man. So what we did, you know how a couple years ago everybody was like, "Yo, you know the vibe." So, yo, we going for the vibe. This, that, and third. Big came with a vibe, son, and that vibe was undeniable, and it was for everybody. It was for everybody, and he ain't have to, per se go to jail or get shot or nothing. That wasn't his story at the time, even though that's he went through that. It was the vibe he had, the that thing. It was like, see, Tupac is from New York too, and I know a lot of people get that shit misconstrued, man. When he even went to California, his name was MC New York. You know what I'm saying? Like when you grow up in this city, you gonna stick out like a sore thumb everywhere
Mm,
because of the jungle that you come from. It's a jungle, and you're gonna stick out. And it's more. It's mad places with forests and wilderness and all that type of shit. But this is the concrete jungle, and the things that go on here, it's set to turn for the whole everything. This is the center of the world, the capital of the world. Like I can go on and on with attributes of New York City, and the people that grip onto it like a Tupac Shakur. You know what I'm saying? Like you look at that last video of Tupac Shakur, you see him stomping through the crowd. That's regular East shit. You know what I mean? And you see him mobbing through the crowd with everybody behind him. Not just that he was mobbing, it's how he was doing it, how he
Yeah.
walked. You know what I mean? That's just some New York shit, man. You just can't. If people look on Juice, it's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is that Biggie, without having a story, you know what I mean, or going through the dramas that Tupac was going through, he was dropping some shit, some ill shit, and the remixes was crazy.
No, I mean, you think there's some stuff I'm gonna ask you a bit more about the music and stuff, but I
That's
mean,
cool.
before that, do you think some people say they think, and I'm one of those people. I believe everybody's life's kind of predestined in a sense, so I don't like to dwell too much on, I guess, how people passed and stuff like that. But some people say they feel it was a mistake Biggie still being in California and stuff after Pac's death, and you know, making songs and stuff that could have rubbed people the wrong way at that time.
I know, man. See, like again, man, he was young, man. He was young, bruh.
Yeah,
And when you young and you being attacked and you like people coming at you like, yo, did he fuck your wife? Like, yo, damn, people coming at him, you don't know how he felt about that. And then that was his man's. So you don't know what kind of effect it had on him and his writing. You know what I mean? He probably didn't want no problems, but he only gonna be so quiet. You know
yeah,
what I mean? Because he's a battle rapper. You know what I mean? From the heart, he's a battle rapper. That's what he used to do. That's how you got down in Brooklyn. You had to battle with everything in BK, and he was no different. So you know, they say he ain't respond back. He just jabbed him up a little bit, jabbed Tupac up a little bit in some joints. He ain't give him no whole hit him up and shit like that. But you leave it up to some other people, they say he did. But Big is just a tremendous personality, character, charisma. Like that shit right there go a long way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I
yeah, no,
mean,
definitely. I mean, you mentioned like the I guess the essence and the energy in some aspect that Big brought to music and the game and stuff. Was you yourself influenced by any of that when recording any songs and stuff? Sort of feeling that essence or that energy a bit.
oh man, if I got the question right, I don't know if I was influenced by Big, but I I vibed to death with him. You know what I'm saying? I had my own thing going on, but what he made sense to my life. You know what I mean? Because of course he was covering all the bases of street niggas. He was covering all the bases. So of course, he hit some shit right on the nail. You know what I mean? And
Well, I know you mentioned before, recording a song and sort of feeling like
oh man,
Big
you
was in the
talking about
room. I
that
don't know if
at
you can speak on that.
yes. Oh, you talking about at Puff Daddy's studio. It's called Daddy's House. I was working with my man Den over there, and they gave me all the bad boy man. They gave me all the throwaway beats and shit. I turned them shits to what I consider to be hits. But one day they gave me this shit, and I called it Fire or On Fire. I got the club on fire. Come on, mama, let me take you higher. I can't remember the rest. But anyway, gave me this beat and put me in the damn room, right? So when they put me in one of the studios, all Big's plaques is in this studio room. Anybody that been in Daddy's house, Puff Daddy's studio, will tell you it's a few rooms. I got the footage. I got the footage of some of the shit. But anyway, they put me in the fucking room to write. and all around the whole room is big paraphernalia. So I'm writing and I keep hearing Sheik Luch writing rhymes to the poster till I swear Big move. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking about all of that, I think, in the back of my mind. But something weird happened. Really weird. Like weird. So I'm writing the rhyme and shit. I write very fast. I shouldn't, but I do. I write very fast. So I'm writing to the beat. Now I'm realizing that I'm doing a little rendition of Big Papa in the rhyme. So I'm talking about cars or females in a certain manner and this in a certain manner. Like Big, Big. I think it was on a little level, but I'm doing it like that. And I don't mean to do it like that, but it's coming. So anyway, I'm writing that rhyme and shit. And I just keep looking at goddamn plaques on the wall. I see Big, I see just plaques and everything. Accolades, accomplishments all around the damn room. I'm trying to stay focused writing, but I keep writing some shit I'm feeling like Big would write. So boom, I finished the song, but then I grab another beat, and when I grabbed the other beat, I swore Big was in that room with me, kid. I swore he was in that room, and it was so spooky, son. I think I got the fuck up out of there too. I think I got up out that room that day because that shit what happened after when I went to the next beat and I went to it was I don't even know how to explain this shit, man, because people don't people it was hard to believe different shit, but it was just weird, man. Like Big was right there. Like Big was pushing my pen. That's how I felt. And when I finished, I was shocked. I was shocked because it was how can I say this shit? It was like I wasn't even writing this shit, man. Because put it like this, man. I try not to do the same thing twice. So I did the first rhyme, first song, I did it. Bang. It had some big cadence in it. Okay, cool. Got to the next beat because I wrote it so fast. Like fast, 3 verses. It's called On Fire. It's on fucking YouTube, one of them. So anyway, wrote that shit real fast. And like I said, I guess when you say influence, I guess that what you mean is that what I went through because I wrote the shit dumb fast and it ain't no punk. It ain't no punk with the rhymes and all that. Right? So boom. I pick up on the next beat. But something weird happened that never happened. Big was known for doing remixes, and he only probably had maybe 2 or 3, but he was just killing it so bad that he felt like he had 100 of them. But anyway, when I got on the next beat, I wrote that joint fast too. But when I finished, I was like I didn't write it. And if it was bugged out, I got out the room. I got the hell out of there. And I didn't go back in there ever since. Ever since I was there, I never went back in that room because that never happened to me in my life where I felt something like that, where my hand is writing, but I'm not thinking and shit. Like I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, that's crazy. It sounds like definitely an experience
It's weird.
within itself.
Yeah.
That I mean, speaking of
It's in my
experiences,
book in detail, Pardon Self. It's in
okay,
my book. It's in my book, Music, Mayhem and Me. It's in that book. And it might be in 21 too, but I know I put it in the triple M's and stuff like that, man, because I'm trying to put it together in my head now, man. Like I'm being honest. Like I didn't do any thinking. It was crazy because I wrote the first one real fast, 3 verses and hook fast, no problems, no nothing. Jumped on the next one. That one, it was like I wasn't even there. And then when I saw the outcome, I'm like, how in the hell did I do that? Because if you listen to the two songs I'm talking about, they the same song, different words, same joint, different words. Never in my life. I haven't done. I haven't been able to do that ever again in my life. And I know, you know, you probably don't understand what I'm saying, but I would have to get the songs and play them, and for you to get it, for you to get a little grip on what I'm saying. But man, listen, if I ever felt some spooky stuff, that was spooky, and I got the when I listened back to the song, I got the hell out that room. I got the hell out of there.
Yeah, you ain't played to Diddy or anybody in the studio or anything like that?
Yeah. But again, I was shocked. So I was trying to explain how my hand. I didn't know. I still don't understand. You see, I'm stuttering, man. I don't know how to explain this shit, man. It's the
Nah, I know what you're
same
saying.
song, different beat. Same song, different beat, different words, but it's the same. That's I don't know how to. I don't know how
Yeah,
else
I
I
mean
could.
the spirit was probably moving right there, man. I mean
Weird, man.
they just recently honored Big with a mural as well, a new mural in his town in Bed Stuy and stuff, and you know, his son CJ Wallace has came out and spoke to commemorate his dad's life and stuff as well, which has been good, and said, you know,
Yeah,
people
I'm supposed
often
to be out
forget
there.
that his dad was a human with a good heart.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. It's easy to forget something like that because you did it so big. You did it so big. Biggie Smalls, the millionaire, the mansion, the yacht, the two weed spots, the two hot glocks. Like that's how I got the weed spot. I shot thread in the head, took the bread in the land spread. Little shotty got the Gotti through your body, so don't resist, so you might miss Christmas. I tote guns, I make number runs, I give them seeds, the runs dripping. When I throw the clip in the AK, I spray from far away. Everybody hit the DACK. My slow flows remarkable. Peace to Mateo. Now we smoke weed like Tony Tennessee. Yeah, yo, that's crazy blunts. Yo, this nigga's crazy. That was lyrics. That was lyrics when he did that joint right there. Him and Tupac.
Nah, that, you know, definitely a classic freestyle, man. And you
That
know,
was
you mentioned
lyrics.
some the note you mentioned some of his work with Tupac. He also
That was
collaborated with
lyrics.
Bone Thugs and Notorious Thugs, which Fat Joe has come out recently and spoke on and said he was
Oh
instrumental in
man,
putting
murder,
that track together.
murder, murder. Yeah, murder. Yeah, man. People always people always hate where they come from, man. And I feel like the game is trying to give New York like they ass to kiss. You everybody every time you turn around, somebody says, "Yeah, so you know we had the game for the last da 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 da." You got the blueprint for the last da 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 da. Why would you want to? You can't change what the word everybody use now, narrative. You can't change the narrative. The Bronx, New York is where hip hop was born. The formula, the blueprint, born right there. And then it goes to the whole New York City tri-state. And then I'm telling you, son, I didn't even know different states knew what we was doing up here. I didn't know that shit. And I was like, whoa. Because it's just like in DC, they got this music called go-go. Now, go-go music, back in the day, they used to just take a hot rap song and say the words, but they got the congos and the shits behind it. You know what I mean? But it was the same like words, but they just put a little spin on it or whatever. So it's just like that's how hip hop was. Like that's when people got it in their state, they kind of did whatever they wanted to do with it. You know what I'm saying? Some just vibe with it. like a Virginia. Virginia just vibe with the music. You know what I mean? They ain't try to change it, try to switch it, none of that shit. Just vibe with the music. Carolinas, that was like that. Georgia and Florida was different.
Yeah, no
DC
doubt.
is different. You know what I'm saying? So, but people, you
But
cannot. It's
you can't forget
all
about
this
the
trying to
fundaments
take
and the
something that
foundation and stuff. Yeah, we definitely got to hold up the foundation and stuff like that.
yeah, man, all this craziness about that. Come on, man. What we talking about, man? Come on, man. Come on, man. How you gonna run something that was created in a certain place by a certain way? You only doing the blueprint. You're dressing the same as you saw Run DMC from New York City. Like that. Like we made the chains the certain manner. We made the sneakers this, that, and the third. The hats, the gear, the walk, the talk. That's hip hop, and we sharing it with the whole world. You know what I'm saying? So ain't no need of nobody taking it nowhere and saying this, that, or somebody else running it. You can. It's never. I still. Oh man, I'm gonna go too crazy, man. Why you get me started, son? Don't get me
No,
started, man. Ain't no need of fucking with the foundation, man. Foundation is the foundation, man. That's that. That's that, man.
yeah, no doubt, man. I wish it's a shame because I did hope that Floss would have been able to tap him, but I think he had some connection. But I'm sure
Word,
he'd been able to, bring that West Coast
word,
perspective and some of his experiences and stuff like that.
word is
But
bomb. Right, right. Yes, sir.
yeah,
Yes,
but
sir.
before we wind down on this lastly, we definitely want to commemorate and celebrate Big's contributions and stuff to not just the rap game but the culture, the industry, and in terms of his legacy going forward, I think he definitely will continue to be heralded and held up high as one of the hip hop legends and pioneers in in his generation and stuff like that. How do you see his legacy personally for yourself, like a New York MC going forward in the game?
Man, Big set it off, man. See, it's a couple people in this game that made a big difference. Kumo D was one of them, right? Kumo D, he stopped all that. Yes, yes, y'all. To the beat, y'all. Rock, rock, y'all. He stopped all that. He put the rhymes to that shit. Then after Kumo D, you got Run. You got Run. First of all, let me stop. Melly Mel. Melly Mel set the pace. He set the pace with the message.
Mm,
A child is born with no state of mind, blind to the ways of mankind. We doing that today. From Melly Mel doing it then, right? So Melly Mel is like he's a foundation where he wasn't playing. See, a lot of the hip hop was about partying and shit back then. Melly Mel came up with that. I ain't gonna say he came up with it, but Melly Mel dropped that serious street rhyme. You know what I mean? Where it feels so it hurts so bad that it feels good. You understand? Pause. But yeah, man. So you got Melly Mel, you got Kumo D. After Kumo D, you got Run from Run DMC. And I'm not taking out DMC. I'm just saying Run. Run was the spotlight was on Run. He was the little Joker, big mouth, big walk, big talk, big chain, big kicks, all that shit. So after Run, who broke the mold, because KRS-One and Chuck D, they were great, but the mold got broke from Run to Rakim. After Rakim, you got Illmatic, Nas. That was the sickest shit you heard after Rakim was Nas. And of course, you had the Wu. The Wu slipped on in. But again, the Wu so ill, they like a KRS-One. Like, something deeper than that maybe. But you know, that's why I jumped from Kumo D to I don't even know what I said. But anyway, that the Rakim was a mold breaker. After Rakim broke that mold, Nas picked it up, he broke a vessel, like he went stupid, and it's just like there's no way you can top that. There's no way. It's impossible to top that until Biggie came out, and it was clear. Now we talking the King of New York talk now. That's what we talking about now, and Big knew that. Big respect Nas. Big probably loved Nas. They had a group called the Goodfellas, or creating a group called the Goodfellas, or something like that. Nas and Big. But Big, what Big did, it was over. It was over. And about time Big started showing out, people start wondering, wait a minute, he used to be right next to Tupac. Now people want to find out what Pac got. Now Pac is like a damn meteorite, comet, a whole planet, like, you know what I mean? A whole galaxy. You know what I'm saying? So it's like Big serenaded everybody with Ready to Die. It's just unfortunate that him and a mentor of him, which is Tupac Shakur, had a beef, man, because we already seen with them two on the track how people feel. Imagine if they was at peace when Biggie dropped, Ready to Die. Ready to Die, why act that way? Pop Duke let Mom Dukes, the faggot took the back way. Come on, man. He was too simple. So simple that he was complex. Right or no?
Yeah, I know, you're right.
Yeah, it was so simple. Remember back in the days when niggas had waves, gazelle shades, and cornbraids, pitching pennies, honeys had the hot top jellies, shooting skelly, motherfuckers was all friendly. Lounging at the barbecues, drinking brews with the neighborhood crews, hanging on the avenue. Come on, man. You rap. That's life. Rap. It was so crazy that you just vibing. You just had a vibe, son. He had a vibe, man. Like Kendrick Lamar said, bitch, don't kill my vibe. He had some shit that people just, you ain't know what hit you, man. Like I said, Tupac was a comet, a meteorite. When we start really listening to him, when we start listening to Pac start going crazy. I don't even really compare. I don't compare nobody to Tupac. I don't think. I don't put like, Big and Pac like that. I don't do that. You know what I'm saying? I think it was two different dynamics. At the same time, they was very, very much alike. You know what I'm saying? It was just one person was this and one person was that, but they was both from New York City, both highly influenced New York rappers. And I don't know why people be forgetting that. Tupac was so New York, he went to the West Coast and said, listen, man, this is home for me, and that's that. And the West Coast said, let's go. Let's go. Because it is love in the West. Because it is love in the West, amongst all the stuff that people be saying and how it go down on the West Coast. It's love in the West, man. It's love in the West, man. You took Tupac on. They adopted him. Like Brooklyn adopted me. I'm not from Brooklyn. But that's home. That's home. And everybody that know me know I'm home in Brooklyn. I all through Brooklyn. I'm home. I was adopted there. Not from Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? But that's definitely home. And I'm sure the West Coast was home to Tupac. I'm sure of it. But he at the end of the day, he's a New York nigga. He left New York when he was like, what, 14? Something like that. Like, you already got who you are at 7, 8 years old. To be real with you. You know what I'm saying? So
No doubt, man. So we definitely, celebrate the legends, and as you said, peace to Brooklyn for embracing and showing love and
Oof.
stuff like that too. Peace to
Spread
Bi and
love is the
stuff.
Brooklyn way.
Yeah. All the hip hop icons and legends and stuff. We're gonna continue forward. So we're gonna wind this one down. We definitely want to celebrate 25 years later. Big still living on, still
Still
continuing.
living. Still doing it big.
Yep.
Yo, fam, hold up, man. We not doing that. We not doing that. You know I was at his Biggie duets video. Come on, man. I got a lot of stuff, but I guess we'll save it, man. We'll save it. But definitely, man, I ain't even get warmed up yet. I'm gonna have an exhausted day.
Which
But
yeah, we can definitely chime back in on some of the
yeah, that's a fact. I'm wild exhausted. I'll be all over the place. But definitely respect to all the people in hip hop. And I hope I offended some people that need to be offended. And others, you know what I'm saying? It's all about this culture, this black people shit we got popping, man. You know what I'm saying? And we talking about somebody we lost to black on black violence. We lost a great thing. We always losing some great shit. You know what I mean? Like it's always we always hit each other so hard, son. We hit each other so fucking hard, son. And we've been taught that way. And we know we've been taught that way, but we don't do nothing about it. Because the clauses in us so deep. Slavery was so severe. We gotta come up out of that. We lost Biggie and Tupac Shakur. Like, come on, man. That should be less than enough. I know I be getting on my songs and I be getting at rappers and stuff. I'm serious about hip hop. My heart is BX all day. My feet, BX all day. So I'm serious, 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 serious about hip hop and everything about it. I stood by Cool Herc. You know what I mean? Bambada, Melly Mel. I've been on stage with these men. I've been in the presence of these men since I was young. You know what I'm saying? And older. So anything, I don't play with this stuff right here because it wasn't no play. It wasn't for play in the streets. When I was coming up, it wasn't for play. You don't play with hip hop like that. You be real. And the battles was serious. And that's what I did. I battled people. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I saw coming up. Everything was a battle. You can't come and say you hot. You gotta drop. You gotta spit something. You gotta prove that shit. Biggie came and shut everything down. And you talking, he had his own lane, like Rakim did in his time, like Nas did in his day. And Nas had what, a good 1 year run, 2 year run maybe, before Big just wiped everything out. It was crazy, man. I can go on all day, man. Just shut
Yeah,
me up,
man.
man.
No, you're right, man. Shit, we
Shut
you
me
know
up.
we know the
That shit serious.
the legacy right there will definitely live on and gonna be one that gonna be celebrated 25 years later again down the line again. So let's hope the next one gonna be 50-year anniversary.
Man, the brother said, sitting, reminiscing, the one you started dissing, spitting in faces in public places. Rolex had you dipping for months. Oh my God, that's on Faith. That's the joint he did with Faith Evans, his wife. Oh my God. And then he got the joint, I'm fucking you tonight. Come on, son.
Mm,
He was on them bras hard, son. Biggie was on them. Him and Pac was on them bras stupid hard.
yeah,
Stupid hard, son. Like no other, son. Word. And you see how the dynamics work. You know, the teacher had to come at the student because look at how Biggie had me and my bitch, and then Tupac came with me and my girlfriend. Just to, oh man, that was, we just do the stupidest shit to each other, man. Crabs in the barrel all over the place, man. Crabs in the barrel mentality is a strong thing, man. We definitely got work to do, kid. And those are two. It's some religious person right now is saying, yeah, God took them away from y'all because y'all got the game fucked up. Like y'all against each other. This was supposed to be our lesson, our school lesson, not to fight amongst each other and shit. You know what I mean? But we ain't listen. We ain't listen, man. We ain't listen, man. Shout out to Trouble T Roy, man. Rest in peace, man. Rest in peace, Scott LaRock is in here, man. How about that one? How about that? How about that? You know what I mean? So listen, man, all the fallen soldiers, man. All the fallen soldiers in hip hop, man, worldwide, man. From Miami to Texas to the West Coast, from the West Coast to the Midwest, from the Midwest to up north, from up north to the East Coast, from East Coast to the Mid East and the down south, man. Listen, man, this our shit, man. We the shit, man. That melanin make you the shit, man, on this planet, man. Everybody want to rock with us and fuck with us and hate us at the same time, man. Straight up, man, because we got something, man. We a special people, man. We got the shit that the universe got, man. We got the shit that the universe got in it. The shit people still trying to explore. They still trying to find out what's going on in the universe. It's in us. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? But rest in peace to Big Papa, man. And I wish the best for his children, man. And I got to meet him once in the physical, and the second time I met him was in the mental. But yeah, big respect. The day I told you the day I met him, man, he had a show at the Apollo, and I was on 205th on the corner, and they was coming over because he left the show and just was coming on the street to mingle and shit. And that's how I met him. And he gave me something, and it changed my life, man. It changed my life, son. It gave me an ill story to tell. I'm telling in my book, but yo, good dude, man. Good dude. And I live 2 blocks from him in Brooklyn. I told you, like one day I was driving down Fulton. I was driving down Fulton and I was playing Biggie, and this dude ran up to the car and he was crying. You know who the dude was?
No.
It was Lil C's. Lil C's ran up on my car and shit. He was crying, man. He was shaking my hand like, yo, man, thank you, man. Thank you for playing that, man. I was killing big on the block that night. This was like 2009 or 10. Yeah, about 9, 10, or 11, one of them. But I know me and my man K Fetty was in my car. We was driving down Fulton, about to go make a right on Clinton, and I was playing that shit, and fucking Lil C's ran up, and my man, he wasn't alarmed, so I wasn't alarmed. I didn't really visualize him at first, but he was crying. And I was like, oh shit. I was like, damn, C's, what's good? He was like, yo, thank you, just shaking my hand and shit, man. And niggas played big all up and down the block. So, I don't know what hit C's that day, but it probably was what I was playing or something. I don't know. But yeah, man. Big is a big dude, man. And that's what it is, man. When you can be what you say you are, you name yourself big and you do it big. Come on, man. You name yourself Hove and you do shit like a God MC. Come on, man. You name yourself, you say your album is called Illmatic and you drop the sickest bars in hip hop at that time, like from the beginning to the time that Nas dropped Illmatic. Illmatic was Illmatic. You understand what I'm saying or no?
Yeah, no, I got you.
So when you could be who you say you are, that's the shit. When you could be who you say you are, that's the shit, son. That's the shit. The Big said, now bitches want me in their TP. Big had mad broads, man. Girls was loving that big boy, man. They didn't care nothing about no brolic diesel in the gym, carrot eating more. Nah, they want Big Papa. You know what I mean? Welch's grapes. They wanted that. They wanted the big man. We call him the big guy in Brooklyn. Yeah, so.
No doubt, man. Well, rest in peace, Big. And when we chat back in next time, we're gonna get into some additional stories and stuff, as you said. Maybe tomorrow we'll maybe tomorrow we'll chime back in and
Wish Floss was
some
here,
of
kid.
those
Floss
video
got some
stories.
stuff. Floss got some things, man. Word.
Yeah,
Word.
I'm gonna call him tomorrow and see how he doing. But we're glad you could tap in. We want to say peace to the family. And we're gonna tap back in tomorrow with another update on this one.
Peace.
Peace.
Rest in peace, Biggie Smalls. Big Papa, the notorious one. N-O-T-O. All right. Oh, you just lit out slow. Oh my God. I'm not even turning that on tonight, kid. Not tonight. I'm not doing it because it's all playing in my head. I don't gotta put on nobody's music. I feel the vibe, son. Well, rest in peace to my son, Big Papa, man. Word.
Yeah,